everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark.
Hi, everybody!
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. Dark roast, coffee mate, powdered hazelnut creamer, and Splenda. New year, a little less indulgent. Hopefully it lasts. And of course, an unfinished basement. So, hope everyone's well, everyone's safe, that you had a good holiday, or holidays, or any holidays you have coming up. I hope they're good too. I think that covers everybody. Also, safe, celebrate safely, all that good stuff. So, we today are going to pick up where we left off with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, The Daily Chantal, The Chantal Show, Chantopolis, and now Foodie Beauty again. Quelle surprise! We are back to being Foodie Beauty. So, she's been really hit and miss as far as I'm kind of concerned on YouTube. Last week there was not that many videos. There was two, maybe three. There was two I made, and then of course she comes out with another one in the afternoon, which will happen today, perhaps. By the time I get mine up. We'll see if we can time it right. And she did a turkey dinner, a live, opening Christmas presents, and then there was the Christmas vlog that she did, and that was pretty much it. Things that came out of last week going into this week, cat's out of the bag, that weight loss journeys that were allegedly happening. There was eating off camera. There was binging, there was eating off camera food that was not diet food or healthy food, and it wasn't recorded. So there was that. There was a 8-hour stream on New Year's that ended up getting deleted, which I had to do some looking to find information on. And of course, back to Foodie Beauty. So, picking up where we left off, live breakfast. God help me. God help us all, really. She is au naturel in the live breakfast thing. She's looking very morning fresh, I guess we could say. She is using like the viewfinder to pick crap out of her eyes. I mean, I'm rough in the morning, but I try to stop at a mirror first. So, and again, she doesn't know the world of face and makeup. I don't have to, I like brush my teeth and pick out a hat and a shirt and I'm good to go. It's a fun shirt today. So, she makes a homemade breakfast sandwich. It's ham and eggs and everything. It's like 600 calories or something like that. And she's talking about being back to using MyFitnessPal and the calorie counting that she's doing. And she said she's trying to get back on track because she went overboard during Christmas, which would have been, I guess, the day before this, where she spent with family and she wasn't counting calories and wasn't doing anything. Mind you, in the context of all this that's being talked about, there's eating going on this way and that way that's not happening. So it's not being disclosed, and we'll talk about lying later in the context of addiction, I guess. In case you haven't been paying attention to the last few videos, I'm an addict too, in recovery. I have history with food issues, with eating disorders. So to the extent that I have anything to say about Chantal, it's primarily that I have some issues that overlap with hers. I have some recovery in areas that she doesn't, and there's areas with her that I absolutely identify 100%. And it doesn't sit well with me, but the truth is the truth, I guess. So, while she's on camera, this is one thing. She takes her pills, her happy pills. I remember Amberlynn Reed, was it 2 years ago, maybe 3? She was doing videos, and she would set an alarm to take her pills during the video. I take quite a bit of medication. I also have bipolar disorder. I've got it all. And I don't think I've ever taken, I don't know, maybe I've shown some of my stuff. I've never taken any of them on camera because why? It's enough to say. I don't know. At any rate, a viewer a commenter had said in this stream, Chantal, you're my inspiration. Now that's all very touching. She can talk the talk, and she can write a good plan, but execution tends to be where Chantal falls a little short. And this isn't news to her or anyone who's watched her, but it's just part of the premise of her weight loss things. She's very poor with follow through. She said she has no New Year's Eve plans. It's going to be her, I guess, in Pete's. Normally, put a pin in this, I don't drink. No, normally I'd have some drinks, but I probably won't given my health issues. And then in last week's video, she said that she really doesn't drink at all. Now, I didn't hold her to her word when she said she doesn't drink at all, because if someone has a few drinks twice a year, is it 100% the truth? No, but I would take that to mean they don't really drink. I don't drink at all, so that's different, but I'm not going to hold her over the fire for saying she really doesn't drink when she has a couple a year. So also, Chantal has to isolate for 14 days. Someone who her mother works with apparently tested positive for COVID, and there was a couple other cases where her mother works. Well, Chantal saw her mother over Christmas with some other family members and at a family function, and for the sake of safety, she's isolating. And Pete's gets to as well. Now, to be fair, these two don't leave the house much, so I don't know how much their life is going to change. Fast food runs, going to the comic book store, maybe getting groceries. There's not too much activity, at least that they document, that happens outside of the house. I know Chantal said she helps out with her grandmother a lot. But aside from that, I don't know what they're missing. Uber Eats will keep coming, I guess, for, contactless delivery, I suppose. So she says, coming up for celebrating, no gatherings until this is all over. So she's got a lot of good advice now. She said she's okay on groceries, even if she has to eat beans and toast. I know, she would never get down to eating beans and toast, that it was the last food in the house. If she had to sell her TV to get groceries, she would. And who could blame her if money was that tight? But I doubt it's going to get to the point. I think food is a good priority for any household. Food, clothing, shelter, it's a necessity. But I don't think she's going to let herself go scarce on stuff in the house to eat. I don't see it. Just, food's too important to her. Good, bad, healthy, unhealthy, it's too important to her. She won't let it go that far. So skipping around, as this was alive, I tried to hit the major points and then we zoomed through. So, she is going to have to get a COVID test. She's going to have to book that out and get it. Zoom, zoom, zoom. She supports LGBTQ causes, and Pete's does as well. They're very passionate about that. Zoom, zoom, zoom. She's going to have a snack, 2 apples. Fruit is very hydrating. Zoom, zoom. Thanks, John, for the $1.99 super chat. I've noticed this in a couple lives. When someone sends a super chat that is, not a lot of money, she'll say the ones that are not a lot of money out loud. But, I remember it was $2.79. There was another one from a couple lives ago, a couple weeks ago. I don't know why, or if it's worth mentioning, or I don't know. I mean, other people in the live can see how much a person does in a super chat, I believe. So I don't know why it's worth saying out loud. Other people, you can tell, because she'll say every few minutes, thanks for the super chat, thanks for the super chat. And every once in a while she'll say, thanks for the cheap-ass super chat, I guess. I don't know. Zoom Zoom, she's an Aries. Zoom Zoom, saying hi to 1,000 people. At the 20-minute mark, she's not going to stay on much longer. This went for over an hour. At the 26-minute mark, she's working on a toilet haul after cleaning up her room. This toilet haul is like the albatross around her neck. She's never going to get it done. It's been a week in the making, and it all predicates on her cleaning her room, which just hasn't happened. She hasn't either had the motivation, the ability, the desire. Something's missing, okay? And I can appreciate, sidebar, I can appreciate that a very simple task that most people do on the daily and don't think of twice and don't let their room get that messy can look at that and say, the hell's the matter with you? Clean your room. It'd probably take 25 minutes. Just put the shit away. For certain folks who deal with maybe depression or depression can masquerade as laziness, and sometimes laziness is just laziness too. Let's not call everything a mental illness either. But I can appreciate not doing laundry for a longer period of time than it probably should have been done, or letting things go when I've been mentally preoccupied with other stuff. So I can say it could be an outshoot of maybe something else going on, and it's more than just an unclean room. Or it could be she's lazy and she won't clean her room. I'm just saying couple things could be going on.
Ding, ding, ding,
I'm not
ding.
saying one or the other. I'm just suggesting. I'm just putting it out there. I think Mark has an opinion on what's going on. So, okay. She had gas a few times. And now that she has C. diff, it's like open season. It's like anything goes with flatulence. So, she mentions that she's getting nosebleeds. I'd be concerned, because I think she's on blood thinners. So, I hope she's in contact with her doctors as much as she says she is. She wants to get back out there into dating. Zoom, zoom along. She wants to get a boob job, especially if she loses weight. I think I said last week, she is short. Chantal's 5'2", and she's, about 400 pounds. 401, I guess. If she lost 100 pounds, she would need skin surgery. She's very short for how heavy she is, especially in the stomach and in the chest. She would need to have it removed. It would be chafing, it would be uncomfortable. She perhaps, though I doubt a doctor would do it at her weight, there's women who get breast reductions because it causes them back pain and it causes other stuff, but I would suspect they would hope for her to have lifestyle changes across the board with that as well. But it's not unheard of at all. You ever see 600-pound life? I mean, sometimes these people are cut up like Frankenstein. They don't make the most precise incisions, especially Dr. Now. He just whoosh, stitches you up. But it could be done. It could be done. It's been done. You know, it's not unreasonable for her to say that she wants that. I think after the weight loss would be ideal because then it's like, ta-da. It's like, you know, a self-reward for taking care of your body to finally, okay, now not only is my body healthy, but I can have it look the way I want it to look too. It's disappointing. I mean, I can tell you as a person who's lost I lost about 70 to 100 pounds, and I've done it 3 times. This is like the 3rd time in my life I've done it. Skin just gets sick of you and just hangs. And it feels discouraging to say, why would I work out and diet if I can never have the body I really want, short of getting the skin cut off? It can be discouraging. So, but she's not at the point of being discouraged. She hasn't even started yet. Like, she doesn't even have her foot in the pool. So, next, super silly live stream. This was an hour and 45 minutes long, so we're getting longer. She's in bed, in her pajamas, laying. She's, you know, in repose, looking very Rubenesque. And she said she's not feeling great. Mark said, so lazy. That's what Mark had to weigh in on. Because she was, you know, in bed, just talking. She said her stomach is still messed up. She's on antibiotics for the C. diff, but she's back to having loose stool or whatever. Put a pin in that. And she said she really has to eat very clean, which suggests to me she's not. And she confirmed she's still eating some processed and packaged stuff. So it sounds like she's maybe not, she's saying she's not going for fast food in here. But when she goes through the fridge and it's like frozen pizza, you know, prepackaged frozen X, Y, and Z, it's like she bought convenience foods just to heat up at home. So, she said it's hard with her body feeling sick because her mind wants to eat because she's addicted to food. You know, so she wants to go out and eat and whatever, but it's going to make her probably kind of sick. I suspect that if she has been cheating herself by eating unhealthy foods, that she probably recompromised her bowels and she's going to the bathroom again because she's not taking care of herself and it's making her sick. So, fast forward ahead a little bit more. This torrid haul is going to be tomorrow again. We'll see. I don't know. She talks about farts again, and then the whole chat starts talking about farts, and I kind of was thinking, what's the matter with people? But then again, she has a large fan base that likes to watch her eat. It's a very different kind of person that is a fan of Chantal's. So they may or may not be put off by this in the same way that John Q. YouTube viewer might be if they didn't have some sort of thing about it. So, okay. She says she needs to take better care of herself. This is not new. She has said this 1,000 times. And no, it is not untrue, but no action has been taken. Zoom, zoom. Timbit as well. That poor sick cat that got locked upstairs. It's terrible. And then she talked about the feeders and saying no one has ever paid me to do anything. I don't know if I believe that, but I believe definitely people have offered. I absolutely believe people have offered to do it. She said she wouldn't be ashamed if somebody did, and she wouldn't kink shame people who get off on it. Kink shame. I didn't know we had gotten that far. I mean, I'm very much one for, you know, do you, live your life as you will. And kink shaming isn't something I had ever even heard of or thought about or thought, what, do they have a parade and we will not be kink shamed? And they come out in like, I don't know, chains and ball gags. I don't know. I try to keep kind of a far back judgment on that because, you know, Mark and I are gay. And there's large chunks of the population that think we are disgusting and should be drawn and quartered at noon. So I try not to kink shame, I guess, myself now that it's a thing, apparently. But at any rate, zoom zoom. Abominable Pete's is still in the works. That was like for Christmas, I thought. But her favorite snack is a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. Okay. It's debatable whether or not a cheeseburger is a snack. I would not consider a cheeseburger a snack. I think it's not helpful to consider a cheeseburger to be a snack.
A slider is a snack. A cheeseburger is not.
Now, see, there's a solution I hadn't thought of. You still have meat, cheese, and bread, but it's a third to a quarter of the size. Now, see, that's compromise. That's meeting in the middle. I would have said, like, screw that, get something with some hummus and veggies or whatever. You know, a large person who is a mukbanger that eats fast food has had years of self-indulgence. Years of it. You don't, like, oh, just one more day. No. The years of it have done their damage at this point. You know, how many more days do we need to indulge ourselves? So, zoom ahead. Where do we get to next? Abominable Pete's, cheeseburgers. Chantal asks Pete's about getting a pedicure. He says, I'll buy you one. Pete's joins her in bed. He's squishing the fat part of her bottom roll. I don't know. Pete's makes a joke. Chantal says, careful, I'll get another nosebleed. Nosebleeds can be, they're not like, oh, I got another nosebleed. Mention it. Mention it next time you're in front of someone with some initials after their name. It could come up later. Again, can't be with a man who listens to Ariana Grande. And then the two of them started ripping ass, and I was like, I'm done. And then I thought, shit, I have to listen in for more. And then she said, people think that people who are overweight need assistance. She can't put her socks on. Not all overweight people do. She was talking about people worried about how she wipes herself. It's maybe nobody's business, but it is a curiosity. I mean, when an arm is X length and a butt is X length, and you know what I mean? I mean, your feet are X length and the arms, and you can't reach. So, yes, not all obese people need assistance, but you do. You don't have to. It's reversible. It's, you know, the thing that's keeping you from your feet is your stomach and your chest. And those can shrink. So it's reversible. You will be able to get to your feet again, hopefully. I mean, that's a good thing. There's things you can do to reverse that situation. That's not the case with everybody who isn't mobile. Some people are immobile through situations they were born with, or that they acquired, or had an accident and came into. The solutions for weight loss are simple but not easy. And if you have other medical conditions, I mean, I know it can be complicated. I have other ones aside from food issues that I've had, and it does make it complicated. You're on meds for this, and you have trouble sleeping with that, and you have to take... I know it gets messy, but, you know, you're either going to do it or you're not. And she says, well, why are there 300-pound people on YouTube making fun of 400-pound people? Making fun is a quick way that a lot of people who have reviews or reactions made about them is to dismiss any sort of critique, criticism, anything about it. Oh, you're just making fun of fat people. Everything gets lost in a video with that. Now, Chantal has made the claim, and she's not entirely wrong, that reactors are pretty much all talking to each other. Not that she doesn't watch the videos, because I believe she does. But that we're just kind of sharing our insights back and forth. And that's kind of what it is. You know, I'm not thinking Chantal is going to shout out, you know, well, she does, though. She shouted out people who she thought were fitness health gurus trying to weigh in on what she should do. And I don't know, how they shouldn't be fat shaming or ability shaming or kink shaming or whatever we're shaming this week. So that's the end of that. Next, what I ate today off track. Opening screen. Quote, eating disorders and food addictions are serious. You should not be ashamed if you suffer from them, but you should seek help. You are not alone. So, it's early morning for her, whatever that means. And wild hair, the pajamas. And again, we're supposed to see a torrid haul. This torrid, I don't know. Maybe she got the clothes and didn't like them and sent them back. God forbid, maybe they didn't fit. And she sent them back to get other ones. But this torrid haul is just never happening. It's never happening. Her room is still dirty. So, you know. And she's waiting on her depression to go away. A thought. A personal thought. Not Dr. Steve, not Therapist Steve, because I'm neither. Sometimes. Not always. Sometimes. A project like cleaning a room, the depression can, for me, would kind of lift if I began the task that the fact that I'm not doing it is depressing me. Just kind of going through the motions, giving myself a little bit of something to be proud of myself for. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a big deal. If the only thing I did was clean my room today, that's fine. If I cleaned my room and laid the bed the rest of the day, at least that room was finally clean. Something. Something is better than nothing. Just saying. So, she feels like crap, and what she's been eating doesn't help. She feels better when she eats well. Her last grocery order was a lot of packaged food, I've said this before, and she thought she could pair it with healthy food, but it didn't work out. However, she's going to see a dietitian and a therapist for follow-up, and she is not tackling it alone. Now, these were supposed to be, I think, appointments within the first week of the year. She's in a 14-day quarantine, so unless she does these by phone or by Skype, she ain't going, because she's not supposed to leave the house. We'll see if Chantal makes a decision to leave the house or not. She says she's going to try to get off fast food. That doesn't mean she can't have it delivered to the house. That doesn't mean it makes it to camera. She knows whether or not she's full of shit. She doesn't need a bunch of reactors or haters or whoever, reviewers in the community. She knows in the privacy of her own mind, I hope, whether or not she's full of shit and what she's doing. And that's really all that matters, I guess, in the long run. But, so, she's going to show us before. She throws out the food. Excuse me. And then she's she's throwing it away because she's in quarantine and she doesn't think she can give the food away. And if she keeps it, she's going to eat it, so she's throwing it out and then going to make a donation to a local food bank. That's not a lousy solution. I mean, that sounds good. Chantal lets people know that she's generous often. And if she is as generous as she says, then she is pretty fucking generous, I have to say. So she said she's going to have to go with this food, cold turkey. Cold turkey with the, no skipping around, no having a little healthy this, no Wendy's baked potato. You don't even want to be in the Wendy's. You just don't want to be around it. It's like any addiction. Okay, and two things here. One, one could argue, that filming a video like this, which is a la the fast food funeral, is what we're watching is a person with an addiction who's having a rough time documenting it. And is that good? Is that bad? If I were to document me having a rough day, off track with my drinking, is that good viewing? Would that get flagged? I mean, I don't know. Let's just say it was today. Little cocktail, little side of lime, because I'm having an off day today, and it's good. They were out of Belvedere, so I got moonshine. Sorry, smoke break. So when she's talking about the fast food and the unhealthy food, she says she's gonna have to go cold turkey, that she can't mix and match healthy food with unhealthy food, or have fast food binges here and there and think it'll balance out, and that you can have watermelon and cucumber every other hour of the day, and then you can have 3,000 calories worth of Wendy's. It's not going to work. I can't speak for food addiction. There's probably folks who can. But for other addictions that it's mental. A lot of it is mental. Yes, there's physical withdrawals, and I understand actually from reading along some literature people had sent me that with food issues, there's actually some sense of physical withdrawal as well. So it's extremely uncomfortable, but not fatal. There's only a couple kinds of physical addictions that are fatal, and food isn't one of them, as far as I understand. So, uncomfortable, maddening, yes, but temporary. You won't feel awful forever. At least that has been my experience. I didn't feel awful forever. It just feels like it's going to be forever. The first early bit of any kind of recovery from any kind of illness, that you're trying to manage yourself. I mean, like addiction, that type of thing, where you have to change your behavior, and only you can change your behavior. You can get all the support in the world, whether it's groups, people, doctors, medication, prayer, spirituality, wherever you're pulling your resources from. But ultimately, the actions have to start with the person, and that's challenging. It's hard to do. So, I don't know. She said she's tired of being limited and wants to get better. Well, good. Then she showed her room, and Mark said her room was filthy. And I've had filthy corners of the house. Usually what it means is, like I said, it's something else is going on up here, and this is the symptom of what's happening here. The filthy room is not the problem. Then again, depression can look like laziness, and sometimes laziness is just laziness. You know, not everything's a mental health diagnosis. Just saying. So Pete's pops up for this. Okay, Pete's is there, and he's heating up his lunch. All right. And as he's heating up his lunch, he's coming upstairs to go to the bedroom. And she's like, "Are you on your break or are you on lunch?" He's like, "I'm on lunch." And she's like, "Oh, you heated your lunch up downstairs," something like that. And he's like, "No, I can't use the downstairs microwave because of your C. diff." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So there's a microwave on the second floor of their apartment. Nowhere near the kitchen, nowhere near anything else. That's pretty convenient. That's pretty convenient. I wonder if it's like in his bedroom. It didn't look like it was in hers. That would be so shameful. Not for her, not fat shaming her, but it paints a very sad picture of a lonely, obese woman, that you have this kind of messy room where she lays and talks to the camera and like reheats her leftovers in the microwave in the corner, and then like there's a pile of pizza. But like, it paints a sad picture in my head, which may or may not be happening, but it just, I imagine, you know, sad things. She cut away a little bit to a show called a special that was called Half Ton Man, following a gentleman, forget his name, he was from the Midwest, Texas, Oklahoma, something like that, and he was a half ton, he was a very large man, and he ends up getting, losing some weight, getting gastric bypass surgery, and then kind of getting better. And during that series, they show different food addicts and different people with weight loss issues, and they talk about the biology of food addiction, and inpatient places that treat it, stuff like that. So she cut an interview out, a little bit of it, from a woman who is an expert in the field, and talks about the pleasure centers in the brain, and that certain people need to eat more to get those centers satisfied, and so that's part of the compulsion for it. I've heard similar things about that with other addictions as well, so apparently they were doing some research on it. She started to go through the fridge and showed off some of this junk food, so it was like frozen pizza, bread, pantry stuff. She said it's not advisable to have a farewell because it's like the fast food funeral. Yeah, it is. More stuff in the freezer, pizza, chicken, and she ordered Taco Bell for her first meal of the day. And again, showing her room, she says, having your space clear really clears your mind. Chantal slips, and it's something I do. I only notice it because I do it too. She'll slip from first person into second person speech, from saying I to you. Like, she'll have something she needs to do in her life. Like, for example, clean her bedroom. And she'll say, you know, when you clean your room, you really, like, it's all of a sudden, like, advice giving of something she needs to do. It's like, when you clean your room, you have a really good peace of mind. You know, you really, really do. You know, like she's giving the advice that you should be doing it, and she hasn't done the shit herself. It's, you know, do as I say, not as I do. I do that. I slip into second person, and I sound preachy. It's not cool. It makes people feel like you're talking down to them. And I try to backtrack when I do it, too. It's a hard habit to break, but it's one of those tiny little things that make people feel like you're being a smug fuck. Because when you do it, you are. When I do it, I am. You know? So, at any rate, Taco Bell, because she's starting tomorrow. Mark!
Yeah.
Can you join me for a second?
Yeah.
Mark had thoughts. So, she's having a rough time. Chantal.
Oh, yes.
Who is Foodie Beauty again? You guys know Mark, right?
Howdy, everybody.
So, she's having a rough time.
Yeah.
And she's eating processed food and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, she's showing a video of what she ate off track. And she ordered from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And then ate a bunch of food on camera. Because she's starting fresh tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Now, why not today?
I don't know. You know what? I can't. I know she's not the only person that's done that. I do the same thing.
I mean,
I don't start a resolution on the first.
No, I don't either. I have a planned date to start, and it ain't today.
No, it's not today. But I will say that,
Mm-hmm.
given her history and the situation that she is in right now, and how publicly she is saying all this, granted, this is in the same video where she was just basically I'm going to die if I don't change my ways, you know,
Yeah.
and has admitted to be an addict again, and has, you know, and all these things she's going to do, she has to do it. Let's get to, it's going to be hard. And then orders Taco Bell.
Has a burrito stuffed with fries.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I you know what? That why wasn't that hidden? You know, I mean,
you know,
if she's going to do it, I mean, there's something to be said about transparency, but I mean,
yeah.
I sat there feeling like, was I just like made fun of or something? Like, you know, like I'm watching it like, what?
I'm gonna quit drinking tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, not tomorrow.
I don't
Tomorrow's
know.
Sunday.
It's just, it's a shame.
Maybe
Some one part of me thinks that it's an outright cry for help. She wants the attention. She did it absolutely on purpose to get comments, to get views, to start the conversation going. Another part of me thinks, this bitch is nuts. She don't know what the hell she's doing. But I think that she knows exactly what she's doing.
And she's not new. It's not her first day on the playground.
It's not.
So,
it's not. And as far as this being quarantine thing and all that, you know, there's nothing going to change in her life. What does she do anyway?
Well, that's the thing. She works from home. We talked about this before. She works from home primarily. And
She's an essential worker.
Well, she never said that exactly.
No, she didn't.
Remember, she just gaslit it. She never actually said it. Get me another one of these with some booze in it, will you?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you. We're engaged now, so I get to order them around. I can ask for more and bigger favors because come on, look at the jump I took. So
I don't know. I'll leave you with this, as Miss Husty says. I'm sick her. I'm sick her.
Yeah.
I'm sick her.
You ain't nothing but binging on camera, and I know it. I love Miss Hussey. I hope if she sees this, she's not mad. I love her. That was an homage. Don't be mad. So, again, she's starting tomorrow. Again, she's not the only person to do that. I have a commitment date to restart with healthy eating, and it is not today. So, no, she's not the only person to do it. But she raises a good point to me, actually, that we only have so many tomorrows. You know, there are only so many tomorrows for any of us. It kicks me in the face to have her say that, because I want to go, you know, Chantal, your time's limited. You've had enough tomorrows. You've got so many health problems that any tomorrow could be your last one. Which smacks me in the face and says, you smug fuck. What makes you think you have so much time? So she did raise a good point to me, which was probably obvious to most other people, but I get lost sometimes. So, and again, she had burritos, tacos, loaded taco fries burrito. They just shoved the fries in a burrito, I guess. Then she went to McDonald's, milkshake, double cheeseburger, nuggets, and fries. She put on some lipstick that was not so flattering. She showed her new kitchen setup, which she said makes her feel good, that she might eat something later, and she said she has eaten more from McDonald's in the past. This we know. But she just says she doesn't feel like eating a whole lot. And she's hoping tomorrow she can make a fresh start. She has lots of support from family, friends, Pete's, BB, viewers. She said she can handle the bad times. There might be slip-ups, but she will not disappear and not be dishonest. Okay. We'll see. You know, it's really difficult to take that seriously when you've been dishonest before. And this is the part I'll talk about, addiction and dishonesty. I know we're a while into this, but it just pulls it out of me. So, addicts lie. Okay? Addicts lie. And they do it, well, they're either really bad at it or they're really good at it. I was particularly good at it. I could steal your purse and then help you go look for it. You know, and I groomed enablers very well, too. I could take a person with really good boundaries and a good sense of themselves and destroy them into doing things I wanted them to do for me, usually by making them feel sorry for me. So it's a skill. It's nothing to be proud of. It's nothing to say I'm so great at, but it comes with the territory. It's manipulation and lying, because sometimes you need to do that to people to feed the addiction. The addiction wants what it wants, and it'll drag you through the mud to go get it. So I can understand why she would be lying to cover up her behavior as a function of that. Is it make it okay? No. It still makes you a liar. It just gives a reason for it. It explains it, but it doesn't excuse it, if that makes sense. You know, her addiction might explain why she lies about what she eats, but her body doesn't care about it. Her heart, lungs, liver, none of that stuff is going to care about why she ate it. It's only going to care that she ate it. You know what I mean? And if lying to us helps her feel like it's not happening, she knows, like I said, in the privacy of her mind, she knows. She knows. Chantal has a little more insight. She's sly. She's slick. But she has a little more insight into her problems than, let's say, some other people, I think, on YouTube. So, if she gets her room clean, we'll see the Torrid Hall. This is never happening. This Torrid Hall is never happening. So, and then, Foodie Beauty New Year's Eve 2020 Live. Now this, among reviews and reactor, this was 8 hours, apparently. 8 hours. I could not do a live for 8 hours. No way I could do it. Just impossible. I can't imagine what would be... What among any of us could be so interesting that you could watch it for 8 hours? There's creators I love. I couldn't watch them for 8 hours straight. I would dip back in and out. So I would like to thank the reactor and review community because I had to scour the landscape looking for bits and pieces of what may have gone on that I could stitch together with the little bit I saw myself, because we had a pretty quiet New Year, so I caught some of it. But, oh, the dress. Oh, the dress. At any rate, she was having a good time. She was a little vaped up, smoked up. You know, she's an adult. It's legal. She can do what she likes. She had a few cocktails. Now, remember, she wasn't going to because she has health concerns, okay? She was eating a little bit, and it was like everything that was a concern is just gone. It wasn't an issue. Let's party, let's drink, let's do this, let's do that. She took her blood sugar, and it wasn't particularly good. It was like 15 plus. And her plan is, I guess, to leave all this drama in 2020 and to start the new year fresh. We'll see. That's entirely up to her. I believe, as far as steering drama this way or that way and what's going to be coming up on her channel. I suspect, though I don't know, that this weight loss thing will go on at least in charade for a little while longer. It's going to go back and forth with talking about gains in therapy and with the dietitian, and then pulling back. It's too private, I'm going to keep it to myself, blah, blah, blah. A weigh-in that nobody will believe, and then she'll stop doing weigh-ins, and then she's going to stop sharing anything. There was one of these posts already about how I'm not going to share anything, and then how I am going to be open about it. The weight loss videos, the comments allegedly are going to be turned off. That's supposed to be what's going on. And then she had a couple of community posts that went on this week. And I'm not going to go over the community posts, but basically she promised a Torrid Hall like 6 times. She deleted the live stream for New Year's because there was too much music in it, and she thought it would be an issue. And then she posted an inspirational quote today. One that kind of says, you know, I'm doing me, and those who like it, and those who don't get it. It was, to summarize, you know, it was one of those kind of... Yeah, it was in that vein. You don't own me. So, just to save you the reading time, that was about what was there. Nothing as controversial as usual. So, where do we go from here? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I think we're going to at least get, like I said, strung along with the dieting content for a little while, and some food stuff. It always comes back to eating on camera at some point, so we might get healthy mukbangs or something. Eventually, healthy fast food might find its way back in. She's got no business at Wendy's. She's got no business at Burger King. No. That's like the first couple years I was sober, I did not go to restaurants with bars. I got sick of going to like Ruby Tuesdays and Perkins, but don't tempt yourself. Don't. You don't get any points for putting yourself in risky situations and coming out and not doing anything. It's stupid to do. It's just stupid to do. You're only fucking yourself over. It doesn't prove anything to anybody at all. So that's all I got. I'm here for it. If you're here for it, I'm here for it. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get all the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter, our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information is also listed down below. Thank you again, and Mark and I will be going live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to stop by and say howdy. It's usually pretty chill, open discussion. Usually our couple favorite ladies come up and we chat about that. But whatever else is going on too. Again, cool side of the pillow. It's pretty low. We have some good mods. So come hang out. Come say hi. Thanks for watching. Bye.